Yeah, today I want to share with you just some thoughts that I have coming from my book, Living Strong, The Power of Defining Moments, and also putting together the theory behind Living Strong, what I'm calling the Living Strong method, the work that I'm doing these days. And I've been thinking a lot about what Living Strong actually means. And I'll be reading from a script that's right in front of me there. That's why you see the reflection in my glasses. But I just wanted to make sure I stay on point and share my thoughts with you guys. So I spent some time writing this out to share with you in a very hopefully short, concise way. But that's meaningful. More importantly, I've been really wanting to take out of what's in my mind and in my heart, my life experiences, and share that with you, because it's based on a lot of the work that I'm doing right now these days. So I'll be reading on that script here. And so, yeah, I've been thinking a lot about this work that I'm doing, Living Strong, and what it actually means. Not just the phrase, not the brand, but the lived experience of it. And last week, I asked a question. This week, I want to talk about the framework behind that question, the philosophy that has been forming in my life for decades, long before I ever put it into a manuscript or a book. When I wrote the book, Living Strong, The Power of Defining Moments, I wasn't trying to write something inspirational. I was trying to understand my own life. I kept noticing a pattern. Every major shift in my life didn't come from a goal. It came from a defining moment, not a plan, a moment. I remember in the ninth grade, I was standing in front of a train station in the Bronx and Gun Hill Road, the 5 Dyer, for those of you that are from the Bronx. And I remember I came out of the train and there were about 5 fellow gang members. I was part of this gang, it was, street gang. And about 5 of them came up to me. They were just there waiting, and they put a machete in my hand. There was no music playing in the background. No one announced that this was going to shape my future. This wasn't a movie scene. It was real life. And I remember it being surreal. And it was a moment that shaped me, shaped my future. It was just a quiet moment with a heavy, heavy object in my hand. But something inside me knew this is a line. And who you become from here is going to matter. I remember thinking that to myself. That's the beginning of the theory, my Living Strong method, the book. Defining moments are not interruptions. They are invitations. Most of us try to escape defining moments. We numb them. We deny them. We distract ourselves from them. Living Strong says we interpret them. Years later, I faced another defining moment. Before my hip surgery, not after, before, when the pain was increasing, when my movement was shrinking to the point where I just simply couldn't walk anymore, when I could feel my world getting smaller, I began asking myself something I didn't want to admit out loud. Am I becoming irrelevant? Am I becoming useless? That wasn't ego, that was identity. I've always identified with movement, with contribution, with usefulness. And when your body begins to take that away, it forces a reckoning. Surgery wasn't about trying to be young again. It was a Hail Mary for dignity, because dignity in movement meant usefulness, and usefulness meant purpose. That season refined something in me. Living strong rests on something simple but demanding. Life will bring defining moments. You don't control when they arrive, but you control how you interpret them. And interpretation begins with the power of self. In the book, I write about self-awareness, self-respect, self-discipline, and self-leadership, not as motivational language, but as survival language. Self-awareness is telling yourself the truth. Before surgery, I had to admit I was afraid, not of pain, of disappearing. Self-respect meant choosing what preserved dignity, not ego. Self-discipline meant showing up to physical therapy when no one was watching. Self-leadership meant rebuilding identity around contribution, not performance. Another part of my theory is this: your pain has a name. And when you name it, it sometimes opens up understanding. It stops owning you. For years, I thought parts of my story disqualified me. Growing up in the Bronx, gang involvement, dropping out of school, living in the streets, the mistakes I made as a father, loss, failure. I thought those chapters were stains. They became teachers. Pain that is unnamed becomes shame. Pain that is interpreted becomes wisdom. That matters deeply for those of us over 45, especially those of us that are 60 or older. By this stage of life, everyone has chapters they didn't plan. Living strong doesn't deny those chapters. It redeems them. Then there's stillness. For decades, I equated strength with motion, productivity, output, momentum. Then my body forced stillness. And stillness revealed something uncomfortable. If we cannot pause, we do not know who we are without motion. Stillness became my dojo, my new training ground. It taught me that strength evolves. Strength at 25 looks like intensity. Strength at 65 looks like clarity. The younger version of me chased momentum. The older version values alignment. And here's where this theory becomes very practical. At this stage of life, the goal isn't proving, it's contributing. I ask myself these 3 questions on a regular basis. What can I do to make this better? What can I do not to make this worse? And what am I missing here? What do I not know that I need to know to make things better and not make things worse? Not to impress anyone, to steward what's left well. Living strong is not about chasing youth. It's about embracing evolution. Defining moments will come. Interpret them. Tell yourself the truth. Name your pain. Embrace stillness. Let strength mature. Choose contribution over comparison. And when you're not young anymore, the question isn't panic. It's direction. Who am I becoming now? Not who I was, not who I could have been. Who am I becoming now in this season? That's living strong.